Hey guys, so quick video on this latest release, and as you can see, Allen Iverson Reebok box. So obviously that's not a secret what you're seeing in front of you. Many of you know the low original white and red question drop this weekend on Saturday. Unfortunately, exclusive to finish line. So you know me, I usually wait for the really good deals for down the line, but when it's exclusive like that, I don't believe that these gonna sit way too long. So went ahead and had a fresh experience of walking into the store, actually trying them on, choosing my pair, and paying. Used a winner circle card at the end to bring them down a little bit, and they retailed for 110. I ended up paying 95, so it's a pretty good deal for me, at least for what I'm getting. So here they are, as you can see, regular Allen Iverson box, the black and gold. I'm glad that they kept the classic boxes with those releases, and as you can see, question low R13, whatever R13 means, I have no idea. And white, flush red, and ice. As you can see, 110. Winner circle is 20 off plus tax, so 95. This is what I paid. By the way, 8.5. Stay true to size. I have other lows that I went half a size down, and they're fit well. But these, for some reason, are more true to size to me. So I grabbed my true size 8.5, and there you go. So let me quickly pull them outside of the box and talk to you about these sneakers. So as probably many of you know that are interested in Reebok or the Iverson line, you guys know that the question was his first signature shoe. They came out back in 1996 when he joined the league, and I think Reebok did a great job creating this model. It was interesting, it was different, with these giant hex-like showing pods on both medial and lateral side. Of course, they're just for visuals, not actually doing anything or functioning for some reason. But nevertheless, they still look pretty cool. One thing that I always thought, they should have placed hex light in the forefoot as well, but if they have, they wouldn't have that great translucent outsole and with a vector logo underneath. So the hexalite is only on the heel. Again, at least they still with the questions, they kind of keep the old style hexalite, the original, where it's actually hexagonal cells with air or some gas filled in between, not like the other way around they're using now, where actually the borders are the empty space and the actual hexagonal pods are solid. So I don't know, for whatever reason they're using that. Maybe it's cheaper in the other models. But this is how the hexalite looked back in the day, roughly, but still the same idea. Beautiful outsole. I mean, this bluish Reebok ice, and they're kind of doing the Nike thing, I guess, because I remember these not being that blue back in the day, but it is what it is. I don't care about the yellowing and all that stuff. Some people do, not me. So they came in '96 in the mid version, of course. They had the red suede toe, and then they had the blue suede toe, and then later they got the pearlized red and blue toe, and then the tons of other colorways dropped later. Team colorways, of course, they got these later on as well. I think around 99, 98, 99 they got a whole bunch of them retro, these again. Later in the 2000s I think they got another retro, so it's been one of those models. It's like the bread and butter for Reebok. They've been retroing and re-retroing and creating more and more colorways and whatnots. I like the original colorways. Next year being the 20th anniversary of creation of this model, I'm sure Reebok will come with a ton of colorways, including the original red and pearl toes and the suede toes and the mids and all that stuff. So I'm only focusing on these, and we'll be buying and reviewing the original colorways. And of course, if there's anything spectacular on the Color Plus versions, I'll be jumping on those as well. But for now, my target is the original ones, and let's get into these. As you can see, first thing, it's quite obvious. They come with the extra laces. They already laced with the red ones, and you have the white ones in the bag. Now, I'm not sure why they did that. The original ones never had the red laces. They've always been the white. So I'll be relacing them with a quickness, because these red ones look kind of silly to me. Totally out of place. I don't know what was the idea behind that. The suede is actually an actual suede, so you know, as always, Reebok is keeping the materials top notch, especially with the Iverson line. They've always been using real genuine leathers and suedes and all that, which is of course well appreciated, especially by me. As you guys know me, I'm a kind of a materials freak because, you know, I remember that back in the 90s everything was quality and top notch and not plastic and fake. The rest of the upper completely created by this tumbled genuine leather, which is quite nice. Maybe just a tiny bit of a step down from the previous retros, at least from my opinion. This is what I see, but still a lot better than other popular brands that you guys know what I'm talking about. When I look at the heel, craftsmanship, I mean, for the majority of the stuff is on spot and perfect. Here and there a lot of misperfections, like, you know, see these lines are not lining up. The red circle around the Q, it's kind of offside a little bit. But these are like nitpicking for me. There's nothing too obvious. The pods are in perfect shape. Sometimes the hex light inside the pods is not coming very well. And I'm gonna pull my other low question I have, which I start wearing just recently, to show you the differences. And just quickly get the paper out, and the insole is just with the Reebok. I believe this is how the originals came. Just Reebok, no vector, no nothing. Let me just actually quickly grab the other low I have that came about 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it's just 2 years ago, for like 4th of July. And this is the pair. As you can see, one thing that it's a step down for me, if you look at the laces, these laces used here are thick, much thicker cotton laces. They're very smooth, very nice. When you actually lace them, cotton laces almost never get unlaced, where synthetics, they get unlaced constantly. Pretty annoying actually. And as you can see, the thickness quite obvious here as well. Maybe the white are a little bit thicker, but I think it's just because they're compressed with this bag. Still, both of them are synthetic. I don't like that. I wish they kept the cotton ones. Also, I think the cut on this blue leather used on the pair, it's a tiny bit thicker, especially here on the toe box, compared to this one. But on the other hand, as you can see, the pods on these are kind of not very well placed. This is, you know, kind of a jaggedy here, and you can see this side is fine, I guess. But by the way, these is reflective right here, and a Q and the 3 in the back. Let me see the other one. I think you had a little bit of bigger flow. Yeah, this one, as you can see, the pod is just protruding right here, kind of a smashed hex light inside in the front. So a little bit of on the craftsmanship, but at least the quality of the shoe, leather and laces and all that stuff, it's great. As you can see here, the insole, it's Reebok with the vector, so kind of a different. But back to the new one. And let me just pull the insole. The other one has the exact same insole, just with a different print. on top of it, but this is the top of the insoles that Reebok provides. In majority of the insoles, all sneakers back in the day were done like this. As you can see, I mean, just ridiculously thick polyurethane insole, thick on the forefoot, thick on the back with a crash pad, as you can see right there. And it says shock pad, performance sock liner, series 2000 Reebok. Very, very nice. This is probably one of the best insoles that they kept from the old days. Absolutely awesome. And I mean, if you have comfort problems with any other sneaker, if you have the question, just pull those insoles out, put them in the other sneaker, and you're gonna instantly feel the difference. They're so nice and thick and responsive and plush and all that stuff. It's probably, if not the best insole they're still putting on any of their retros. Quickly to the label, if the camera picks it up, produced in June 2015, so pretty close to the release about a month ago, so that's kind of interesting. This other label talks about the genuine materials. It's been in a lot of Reebok models when they carry the genuine suede and leather and all that stuff, and it tells you how to take care of it and not destroy it. On the other one, there's a tiny bit of a like, as you can see, the 3 here on the heel is a bit going this way, like, oh, I'm getting dizzy, I'm gonna fall down. But yeah, you know, it's just craftsmanship issues, tiny bit. But again, you know, we know how it is. No major problem there. At least it's not upside down, which I've seen with some other shoes. Leather is pretty on spot. I mean, I don't see any scratches, dings, or anything. No major glue marks on the shoe. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing too crazy. The suede is really nice. I mean, I have to say it's nice and plush. Genuine pig suede, which is what they've been using a lot of their collaborations with sneaker stores and boutiques. And this outsole is just beautiful in my mind. And like I said, true to size, stay true to size. I think they fit perfectly well. I tried them on. Like I said, you know, that's one of the perks of buying other brands than the very, very popular ones, that you can actually go to the store, try them on, see if you know, if you like the pair that you're getting. If they have more of the same size, you can change it up and do all that stuff. Things that were quite normal a few years back, but not so much these days. A quick touch, as you know, on the mids, they have 6 lace loops, and it's spelled Reebok on every single one. There's a letter from the name of the company, but on the low ones, because they're 5, they only have their vector. Still pretty cool. A little bit different. I kind of like that. But this leather is just great. I mean, it's so nice and plush. Still a high quality material. Still something you pick them up and open the box and you smell that. It's just a mesmerizing smell of sneakers that, you know, older dudes like me remember from the early '90s when kicks were first becoming super popular. Well ventilated tongue with this mesh, I think, and the tongue itself is perforated, so this is about the only portion of the shoe that's ventilated. But again, coming from the '90s, that was not a problem. Nobody cared that much about that ventilation. And as from what I've heard from other people, the question is still pretty good shoe to play basketball in. So if you're buying it for that, by all means, I'm sure you're going to be satisfied. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a successful retro. I'm not too happy about the exclusivity to Finish Line. If they were available on Reebok.com, I would have probably copped them from there, because I have, of course, bigger discounts with Reebok.com. Buying a lot of shoes from them gives me the great opportunity to receive a lot of coupons and discounts from them. So, but at least I had a winner circle card to use for these with Finish Line. And yeah, I mean, I hope the other original colorways and the other ones that are coming in the next few months and next year, you know, like I mentioned, 20 years from the model, everything will be coming back. Hopefully there will be more of a general release, not just limited to some stores, so more people can buy them and use some discounts and all whatnot, and enjoy these great shoes. You know, in my opinion, these are one of the true classics from mid 90s. Definitely not my all-time favorite model, and I've mentioned that before. Other models from earlier years, early 90s are my favorite, and I enjoy it more and I love more. But these are a must for everybody that loves Reebok, that respects Allen Iverson and what he did for the game of basketball. And yeah, absolute classic. Goes well with everything. You can rock them with pretty much everything you can think of. And yeah, that's enough for me rambling, guys. It's been too long, but you know, like as always, I have things to say. I have information in my head. So thanks again for everybody that joins the channel. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Stay tuned to collectivekicks.com for more sneaker news, reviews, and history articles. And until next time, guys, you have a wonderful day.